Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Doona, Yoga for Golfers teacher here. Today we're going to focus on building strength and stability, so especially for those who still laterally move by swing or sliding throughout your golf swing, this video is going to be really good for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started in child's pose. You're going to bring your big toes to touch, knees wide apart, hinge from your hips, and walk your hands forward. Keep your arms straight, relax your shoulders, and just go ahead and take a deep inhale and a big exhale. Good. Taking a few more rounds of breath here. So anytime throughout your practice, if you feel overwhelmed or overexhausted, please feel free to come into child's pose. Take a break as long as you need. On your next inhale, rise up to tabletop. Stack your wrist underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. From here, you're going to spread your fingers out wide, index fingers points forward. Then flip your toes under and hover your knees about an inch or two off the floor. So building core strength here, warming up your abdominals. Then focus on your upper back muscles by protracting your shoulder blades. So you're rounding through the upper back. Holding here for 3, 2, 1, lower down. We're going to do that 2 more times, but we're going to add on to it. So listen carefully. Okay, so I want you to spread your fingers out wide, protract your shoulder blades, straighten your arms, and then hover. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Keep your knees hovered and squeeze your inner thighs together. Suck your lower belly in, keep protracting through your upper back. Holding for another 3. Squeeze your inner thighs together for 2 and 1. Lower. Awesome. We're going to do that one more time. So the more you squeeze your inner thighs together, you should really feel your adductors start to engage. One more time. Push the floor away, round your upper back, hover your knees, and squeeze your inner thighs together. Keep your shoulders over wrists. Put micro bends in your elbows so you don't hyperextend. Holding for another 3, 2. This time, separate your knees and lift your hips up high. Walk your hands forward for your first downward facing dog. To check to see if your down dog is in the correct alignment, foundation, go ahead and shift your weight forward and make sure your shoulders are over wrist. Good. Then from your high plank, push up to downward facing dog. Now, if you're still beginner to yoga and down dog is still new to you, you should feel lots of strength building through your shoulders and your arms. But know that the more you practice, down dog starts to become a resting pose. Couple more breaths to pedal out your knees, whatever you have to do here. So you should start to really feel a stretch in your ankles, the back of your calves, and hamstrings. Good. From here, gaze forward. Step your right foot all the way forward between your hands. Now, if you need to pick your right hand up to step your foot there, that's okay. Otherwise, you could always walk your right foot forward as much as you need. Now, drop your left knee. Stack your right knee over right ankle. As you inhale, lift your torso. Lift your arms over your head. Uncurl your left toes, tuck your tailbone down, lift up through your side waist. Keeping your legs strong and stable, I want you to focus on squeezing everything in towards the midline of your body. So you're hugging the adductors in, squeezing the outer glutes in. From here, extend your arms forward. Imagine you're holding an imaginary block in front of you. So your shoulders, your hands, are shoulder width apart. As you inhale, lift up through your side waist. As you exhale, turn to the right. But you're not moving your hips, so you're keeping your hips stable. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn to the right. Only turn as deep as you can go without moving the hips, and hands stay shoulder width apart. We're doing one more. Try not to laterally move here. Okay, so you're hugging the outer hips in. Good. As you come back to center, plant your hands, lift your left knee, walk your right hand forward, and keep your hands underneath your shoulders, and come to a modified warrior 3. Okay, so if you have blocks, you could always place blocks underneath your hands. Now again, you're keeping your hips square and stable. Notice if your left hip is open. Roll your left outer hip down. Flex your left toes down. Always option to bend through your right knee. Keep your chest lifted to lengthen your spine. Okay? Now as you exhale, bend your left knee behind your right knee for Shiva squat, giving your right leg a mini break. 3 more times. Inhale, straighten your left leg, breathe into your right hamstrings. Exhale, Shiva squat. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, spine is still straight. Exhale, good. You should start to feel the burn through your right outer glute. Now, keeping the Shiva squat, building strength in that standing leg, building focus in your balance, okay? You're going to keep your knees bent. Now, try to bring your hands to your heart and see if you can straighten your left leg behind you. You should really start to feel the burn through your right glute. Holding here for 3. Keep your stability and balance for 2. Try not to laterally move your body. We're here for another 1. Drop your left foot to meet your right and take a forward fold. Feel free to walk your feet as wide as your mat. All 10 toes points forward. Feel free to bend your knees a lot and relax your head. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Holding here for 3 breaths, kind of just hang out here. Come back to the breathing, and we got the other side. Slow down the breath. Create any dynamic movements to warm up the muscles even more. Good. Release your hands, walk your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen your spine. Hands on top of your shins or thighs. Shoulders melts away from your ears. As you exhale, plant your hands, walk your feet back into your high plank. This time holding here for the count of 10. 9, spreading your fingers out wide. Push the floor away to lift your chest away from the floor. Holding for another 5. 4, broaden through your collarbone. Spread your shoulder blades apart. For 3, firm up through your quads. For 2, downward facing dog in 1. So remember, down dog, your hands and feet stays there from your high plank. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Take a few more rounds of breath to get up there. Once your left knee is over your left ankle, drop your right knee. Uncurl your right toes. Now, keeping your hips active and engaged, squeeze your outer hips in, then inhale, lift your torso. Stack your shoulders over hips so you're not leaning forward or leaning way back. Draw your front ribs in, core is engaged. Extend your arms forward, shoulders, hand shoulder width apart. Inhale to prepare. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn to the left without moving your hips. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Make sure your left knee is still over your left ankle. Left knee is pointing forward. 2 more times. Exhales to turn. Get that nice separation from hips to shoulders. Come back to center. Plant your hands. Drop your right knee. Good. If you need to hop your right foot forward, first, go ahead and do so. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders as you lift your right leg. Now remember, your torso and your right leg should be parallel to the floor. Your right hip is not open, so I want you to drop your right hip down and focus on rolling your right inner thigh up. Reach your sternum forward, but draw your front ribs in. Inhale, firm up through your right leg. Exhale, Shiva squat. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So I want you to use gravity. Push your left foot into the floor. Create power through that left foot. 1 more time. Exhale, Shiva squat. Hold. Try your best to keep that balance. Shift your weight all the way into your left foot. Hands to heart. Straighten your left leg as you extend your right leg back. Keeping your hips squared, your pelvis neutral. Now drop your right foot and forward fold. If you need to shake out your legs, feel free to shake out your legs here. Bend your knees as much as you need. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, walk your feet back. All right. From here, drop your knees. And let's take half pigeon pose on the right side. So you're going to bring your right knee all the way towards your right wrist, right ankle towards your left wrist. Walk your left leg back. Remember, in your half pigeon, feel free to bend your right knee as much as you need. Just make sure your right knee is pointing out towards the right. Okay. Left leg is straight, hips are squared. Feel free to stay lifted, otherwise take a forward fold. Good. So we worked a lot into the hips as well as the glutes. Now let's take this next couple breaths or so to slow it down. Good. Plant your palms, keep your right leg the same, and bring your left leg forward. So now, create 2 boxes with your legs. Right shin and left thigh are parallel. Flex your feet. Make 2 90-degree angles with your knees. Okay, so option 1, keep your hands on the floor. You're going to slightly lean your chest back, but not too much. Hover your right leg as much as you can for 3, 2, 1. Release. Option 2, can you bring your hands to heart or just hands on top of your hips? So now you're not using any leverage to help you lift your right leg up. If that doesn't work, always drop your hands. Release. We got 3 more sets. Again, keeping your spine long, core is engaged. Keep your right foot flexed. Inhale, hover your right leg for 3, 2, 1. Good. You should feel the burn in your hips, your outer glutes, also even through your inner thighs. 2 more sets. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Good. Open hips as well as strong hips is going to help you create more power and speed. 1 more time. Lift, holding for another 3, 2, feel the burn, smile, in 1. Awesome. Now we got the left leg. This one's a little bit more challenging. So again, if you need to use your hands to press against the floor for leverage, feel free to do so. This time your body is going to slightly shift towards the right and hover your left leg. You're going to feel the burn in your left glute. Keep your left foot flexed. Release. 4 more sets. Okay, if this is too difficult for you, just feel free to lift your left foot up. You don't need to lift the entire leg up. Release. Good. Core stays engaged. Sitting up tall. Legs are engaged. Release. 2 more sets. Inhale, hold for 3, 2, 1. Release. This time, your last set, see if you can lift your leg a little higher. Yeah, feel the burn in your left glute. Release. Awesome. To switch sides, let's just swing your left leg forward and extend your right leg back for your half pigeon. Straighten your right leg, hips squared. Again, feel free to stay lifted or forward folds. Awesome. Come back to your hands. Create a parallel or equal sign with your left shin bone and right thigh. Flex your feet. 90-degree angles with your knees. Starting with the left leg, hands on the floor or hands on hips. Hover your left leg for 3. You should also feel your core start to engage for 2 and 1. Release. Good. Inhale. Hold for 3, 2, 1.
release. Good, 3 more sets. Again, try not to lean your chest too far back. Release, 2 more sets. And you'll notice one side is always a little weaker than the other. Notice which side, okay? Without any judgment or overthinking, you're just taking notice. And you'll probably start to understand why we're lifting the right leg, why one side is stronger than the other. Because as golfers, we only swing on one side. So we start to create these imbalances with our bodies. But yoga helps to create body symmetry because we always focus on our right and our left side. Good. We got 3 more on the right leg. Again, you could also just lift up the right foot if that's too much for you. 3, 2, 1. Good. So these small isometric movements it's going to really help you build strength and stability. It targets all the small muscles and not just the big muscles that you would target at the gym. Awesome, good. Swing your right leg forward and let's go ahead and shake it out. Awesome, friends. Please do this video, I would say once a week, and you're really going to feel your muscles, especially your hips and your glutes, start to really strengthen and stabilize. And if you guys have any questions, please comment below. Please like and subscribe below. Thank you guys. See you guys next week.